Descent 3 Mercenary Speedrun. I think this was a pretty good introductory level, but there are so few robots that actually try to attack you that this level can be beaten really quickly. Also, I think I may have experienced a bug where in 2 specific areas there was a transparency issue. The ending was also confusing. I wasn't sure where I had to go to complete the level, and it was a bit boring, but 7 out of 10. Now this level is kind of a stealth mission, but not really. You can treat it as one though because of how it was designed. This level really reminds me of Half-Life because you were inside of a complex going down hallways and such. It isn't a bad level. It adds a brand new robot into the mix which has a secondary weapon of impact mortars, which is neat, though it is a bit bland, and everything looks similar. 6 out of 10. This level is so goddamn huge. You can barely see the automap itself because of how the designers made the level. Every time you move your camera, the black mass of space collides with rooms you are trying to look at. The level itself was kind of linear, which made the size of the level less complex, but there were times when I had to rely on Guidebot to get me through. After I made it through one of the docking bays, I didn't understand why I had to vent them out to space. The physics spheres were fun to play with because you could get goodies for doing a bit of a puzzle. The mini-boss robot, which really wasn't a mini-boss, it's actually just a normal robot, but it was a really fun addition to the game because it's a lot more lethal than the ones in the base game. And let me say, it has caused a lot of deaths in my run. The level is neat, but the runtime is not. I spent an hour and a half trying to beat it. Isn't that absurd? 6 out of 10. Flat out awful. I hated this level. I thought the start of it was promising, and it seemed weird that I had to go to a separate room just to open up the airlock, but then came along the hive. Terrible, god fucking awful level design. I have no clue where the hell I was going, or what I haven't explored. The bees are annoying to deal with, but they aren't as bad as homing turrets, but then you're in the cramped hive spheres, and you feel lost while you're still being chased by Bebot. I despise this level. The exit to it was very nice though. I thought the purple was pretty, but other than that, 2 out of 10. This was like the standard Descent 3 level. Long, made well levels, but sometimes poorly executed. So the idea of this level I really like, but it had a pretty fun start with the Indiana Jones Rolling Stone segment, but that's pretty much it. The segment before the Rolling Stone was really just repetitive and not interesting. Oh, but it got worse before it got better. The homing rocket turrets. There are so many of them. As you enter the secret laboratory, you are bombarded by turrets that not only shoot concussion missiles, but also rapidly fire homing missiles. And the level really relies on them way too much, and it becomes a hassle to take them all out. Other than that, it was a decent level, 5 out of 10. I enjoyed this level. It was a nice break from the longer ones. I managed to beat it in under 25 minutes. One thing that I noticed is that the majority of the level was composed of empty rooms, specifically the beginning. Now I have no clue if the designers just got lazy, or they were trying to rush this expansion out the door, but I noticed a lack in decoration. It's not crucial to the gameplay of the level, but it was just a feeling. Overall, I give this level an 8 out of 10. And we're back. But this time, no subway. I enjoyed this level for the most part. It was interesting being up against only one type of robot, and I can confidently say that this was the most I have ever had to use the mass driver. I was also frequently using the microwave, which is something I rarely use in the base game. I was always using the super laser because it was pretty much the best. The level design isn't the worst, super huge empty rooms, but it really complements the long range of the mass driver. And now comes my gripe with the level, the boss. It pisses me off because I died 20 times and reloaded 3 times over a basically hit scanning robot. It infuriates me how during the second stage, the robot can just kill you through a wall. Like, what the fuck is that? And then when you do eventually kill it, you get 2 images for your completion. I understand it ties into the main storyline of Descent 3, but not even another fully rendered cutscene. I was beyond a bit disappointed. 6 out of 10. I really want to enjoy this expansion, but it wasn't as fun as the base game. Many of the levels are forgettable except level 3 and 4, but I'm remembering them for all the wrong reasons. Look, these are entirely my opinions, but I just think that this expansion wasn't really worth it. You'd probably have more fun playing community-made levels. I don't think I would play it again. The base game, I would though.